Welcome back to CGIU Stories 2011. I'm joined by Sarah Minkara, and she comes to us from Wellesley University. So welcome, Sarah.
Thank you.
I'd love to hear a little bit about your commitment in your words and sort of what inspired you to start the program that you've started.
So all of this began when I was a sophomore at Wellesley College, and I'm blind myself, and I was raised and born in the U.S., but I used to go back to Lebanon every summer, and I knew how hard it was to be blind in that kind of community. And then when I was at Wellesley College, I was like, I want to do something to this blind community in developing countries, and I was like, let me start off in Lebanon. So I actually applied to the Clinton Award, Education Award, and other awards to fund this project that I had in mind, which was a summer camp for both blind and sighted children. And I got the award, and I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. So we were able to do the summer camp. We taught the blind children, we taught them, we had recreational, academic, and life skills. And we kind of want to take this blind child to become more confident and integrate into their educational system. So we had blind children that never went to schools, and we had blind children that went to school but were never encouraged to actually continue their education.
What was the age range?
5 to 18.
Okay.
So we actually focused on northern Lebanon, and we worked with kids that were integrated into the school systems. And then this summer actually we're running more programs, but I'll get to that later. But the sighted children, on the other hand, were exposed to, how it is to be blind, and, actually a blind kid can do anything that, like any other normal kid. Mm-hmm. So this camp was really successful. Everyone loved it. The volunteers loved it. And I left this conference, and this camp, I was like, wow. But I never really had in mind to actually really do anything further than that. But then I was invited to be a speaker at the Clinton conference in 2010, and I was on the education panel. And at that point, at that conference, at the Clinton conference, I was so inspired. I was like, wow, everyone here is actually making a difference. They're taking their words and their ideas into action, and their actions further on and establish it even more. So I was like, why don't I just establish this idea I called Empowerment Integration as a nonprofit?
Mm-hmm.
So then I was like, I could take the idea of integrating a social business model, of integrating the blind community, or in general the disabled community, for them to become educated and get a job and then get back to their society, so become productive members of the society. So then this whole began. So it became a nonprofit. I recruited a board of directors, Pam Davis, Lana Dweck, Sarah Chang, and like many others, like Nora Khalil and Marley and Vanessa. Actually, she's with me here, and they actually helped me make this into a concrete nonprofit, like a concrete idea. So we have summer camps that we are actually running 3 summer camps this summer in Lebanon, and we're opening resource centers that would provide the technology for a blind kid to actually, when they're in the school system, they can go back and get that technology they need, like thermal printers, screen reader softwares on computers, etc. And then later on, we want to establish a relationship with the corporate sector so they can actually get jobs later on. That's the story. And then we're hoping to expand beyond Lebanon. We're not just focusing on Lebanon.
And when do you start, or have you already started?
The programs,
the new programs.
We actually we're running the 3 summer camps this summer, okay. And then we're starting the resource library right after the summer camps. We're going to establish the resource centers.
That's terrific. I know that having been blind yourself influenced sort of your inspiration and helped to kind of guide you towards this kind of work. What advice would you have for other students here at CGIU and sort of following their path?
I would say that, when you do come up with an idea that, you think is needed in this world, don't give up. I think the hardest part is getting funding. That's always the hardest part in any action that you have. But you could always find people that will be interested in your idea and making it into actually, something concrete. So start off with actually the people around you, because in my experience, what really helped me build it into a concrete thing was my parents, and then also the people that are with me in ETI, Empowerment Integration, are friends that I had, and they saw how much it was an important factor because they saw me as a blind person, and then it's always the people around you that will help you make this into a reality.
Right. So we were talking a little bit before we started rolling about the fact that there seems to be a lot of social enterprise around the issue of blindness, and I think it's something that's gained a lot of momentum. There's a conference at Yale a couple of weeks from now that is called Unite for Sight, and that conference is really just all people who work on various issues that surround blindness. And some folks work on sort of distributing glasses to rural areas through social enterprises that also empower those entrepreneurs. Some are working on cataract surgeries, etc. I think there would be a real place for you there, so yeah. I'd love if you could go to that conference as well.
I think we should, yeah.
And what are you looking forward to sort of getting out of this experience at CGIU this year? We've just started today, our Saturday.
I think beyond just getting inspired by the opening plenary and etc., I think just meeting all the people here, the students that have ideas or that are wanting to actually join something or join an idea, just really feeding off of what they have. I mean, like, everyone has a way of approaching their idea, right? And you could always learn from how they're doing their projects. Yeah. So yeah. I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, and best of luck. We'll be looking out to see how the program goes,
and thank you so much.
And hopefully we can have you back to share some of the success stories.
Thank you.
Thank you.